This is the Entrepreneurial CPA Podcast, teaching millennials how to think outside the box to become entrepreneurial leaders by reconceptualizing the industry they're in. Brought to you by C3 Evolution Group with your host, Christopher Sekeli. Hi folks, today's podcast is going to specialize on the COAP program. This is a free program for minority high school students who would like to get exposed to the accounting profession. If you would like to learn more about the COAP program, we will include a link with this podcast. Feel free to click on it and check it out. Applications are due mid-May, and the program typically runs during the last week of June. Now, without further ado, I'd like to welcome our guest, Shayla Sanders, who is a graduate of the COAP program. Today, I'm happy to have Shayla Sanders, a staff accountant here in Rochester at Mengel, Metzger, Barr. She just participated in the New York State Society of CPAs, the COAP program, which stands for Career Opportunities in the Accounting Profession. Welcome.
Hi.
So Shayla,
yes.
Could you go ahead and just explain just kind of the general overview of what the COAP program was?
Okay, so, everyone calls it the COAP program. It pretty much is an overnight program that was held at RIT, and it's for high school juniors who are going into their senior year, and it just gives students an opportunity to learn more about the accounting profession, things that you necessarily wouldn't learn in school about the career, and it also gives students an opportunity to actually, live in a dorm and get an experience of what college will actually be like on campus. And both of those experiences definitely are useful for any high school junior who's thinking about, I got to apply to college soon and I'm not really quite sure what kind of major I want, or I don't know what it's going to be like to live on campus. It was just a good opportunity for me to experience that firsthand before I made any decisions like that.
Yeah, exactly. And the program is free to students, so that's also, it's a great motivator for someone who may be interested in the accounting profession or even professions similar to accounting. Maybe they're interested in finance or something of that nature. It's still really good for them to go. You learn something, and you may be surprised. You may find out that even though you didn't initially think accounting would be for you, it may be something that you find you're interested in. So that's something that I think students should definitely be considering. And being that it's free, it's open to anyone who's willing to participate. So in the COAP program, like you said, you're living on campus. What do you do while you're on campus in terms of what kind of classes are you taking? Do you do any activities outside of the classroom, something of that nature?
Yeah. So, the first day, you have, a welcome picnic kind of thing, and your parents drop you off, or they can stay for, the dinner, and you get to meet the other students who are going to be, going through the program with you, and then you go back to your dorms, and you find out where you're going to stay. And usually the first night it's something fun, the last year I think the students, they play volleyball, or, you watch a movie, you do something together for fun. And then the next day you guys all get breakfast, and then some of the classes, I wouldn't even call them classes, they're more presentations. Pretty much somebody who actually is in the industry, they will come and pretty much tell you what they personally do, because a lot of people just assume accountants. It's you do people's taxes, or something along those lines. But I remember meeting a forensic accountant, and he showed us this really cool thing where he found fraudulent checks, and he sprinkled some powder on there, and you could see that someone changed the numbers. I was I don't know what that is, but that's pretty cool. And we met an IRS agent. So during the day you had these different speakers come in, and either they told you about what they do on a daily basis, or they taught you some type of soft skill like resume writing or interview skills, something like that. So the 2 days, the 2 full days, like you spent actually having presenters come in, and then at night you guys would do something fun with the other students in the program.
Yeah, that's great. And I think what's so great about the COAP program is that it's not just purely lecture, we'll say. You do have a lot of people from the industry coming in, and it covers the accounting industry as a whole. And like you said, it's not just, a lot of students are surprised to see it's not just someone who does taxes. There's a lot more to the industry than people think. And, a lot of times people do start in public accounting where you are doing taxes or you're doing audits. But, from that point, you can jump to a lot of different places. You can go private and work for like a company like Wegmans. You can work for the government, the state, the towns. You can work for nonprofit companies. And I think what's good about the co-op program is it exposes you to that. And, it's just a really good way to learn things that you wouldn't have originally thought about the accounting industry.
Mm-hmm. And I know,
in addition to the soft skill stuff.
I know, like, especially for me, like, I went to School of the Arts in the city, and my major there was creative writing, so we didn't even have business classes. Like, I went to speak to a couple of students, and they told me, like, oh, they got to take accounting in high school, or they had some type of business class. Like, all of my extracurricular classes were, like, dance, art, music. Like, I never experienced a business class. So having this opportunity definitely, like, opened me up to, like, something completely different that I never would have learned about in school.
Yeah, exactly. And that's tough for someone who's a junior in high school who doesn't really know what they want to do, what they want to go to college for and what they want to do for their career. This is a great opportunity, being that it's free and open to students just like them, that they can go, and it'll definitely give you an idea of what college is like, and maybe it'll give you an idea of what you want to major in. So let's say there's a student who's a junior and they don't know what they want to do, but they think accounting, that may be a career path for them, but they're not really sure. What would you say to them to kind of convince them to go to the co-op program? Obviously, it has a lot of benefits, but what did you find most beneficial out of it?
For me, definitely the college dorm life experience is what, like, pushed me to, like, want to do the program. I kind of was curious about accounting, but I feel like I knew that I was going to go to college. So I figure why not get an opportunity to see, like, do I even, want to, live in the dorms? Do I want to be a commuter? So, like, this was an opportunity for me to just kind of, like, dive right in and get to know, like, oh, so when you live in the dorms, like, this is how the shower situation is, or this is how the dining hall is. Like, you really are, like, at the RIT campus, you're a student there. Like, you get fully immersed in, like, what it would be like on a regular day as a student at RIT. And so if you are considering going to the program and you're not really like, oh, I don't really know if I want to be an accountant or not, well, if you just want to get an idea of, like, what college life is like, I feel like this is definitely a great opportunity. Like, you're not losing any money, it's free, and you get a chance to experience something that you can't learn at school.
Exactly. And once you go through the program, you'll undoubtedly learn in terms of resume writing, how to dress, etiquette, as well as the career aspects that we talked about. And it's great to have on your resume when you are applying to schools or when you do need to apply for an internship. You can say you've gone through this program, and it definitely sets you apart from someone who may be similar to you but hasn't gone through the program. So, again, it is it's great to have on the resume as well. So let's say someone goes through the program and at the end they say, oh, maybe I'm still not 100% sure about accounting. They're still unsure about what they want to do. Would you still suggest this program to them?
Yeah, I would, because like I said before, like you still got a chance to experience what it's like to, live in a dorm and be on campus.
Exactly. And,
so, yeah.
and going through the program, you're not forced into accounting after that. You're not locked into that particular career.
Yeah, and even though you didn't like the accounting part, you still learned about networking. You still learned about, proper etiquette when you're going out to eat with, a potential employer. You're still learning about resume writing. Like, these are all things you can use no matter what you decide to be, an accountant, a doctor. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and that's well said. So let's say you do go through the program and you fall in love with accounting. You go, hey, this is something I could do for the rest of my life. What kind of scholarship money can this open doors to? Is there a direct scholarship that's available to students through the program, or is it just increasing their chances at scholarship money?
So when you do complete the program and you apply to school and you have to choose accounting to be your major, you are in the running for, it's in total a $10,000 scholarship. It would be $2,000 every year for 5 years. And I actually was the winner of the scholarship in my cohort of COAP. And so pretty much how it works is like they think of it as like to be a CPA, you have to have a certain number of credits, and that usually means you need to get your master's degree. So they break up the scholarship so you could do like a 4+1 program, and that's what I did. So they give you $2,000 for 5 years to cover the 4 years of undergrad, the 1 year of grad school, and to get that, you literally just write an essay explaining like what you got out of the program and what you plan to do, like what you hope to do with your career in accounting, like what are your goals, like what do you want to do, and from that they choose out of your cohort who deserves the scholarship.
Yeah, exactly. So becoming part of this program and having the possibility to the scholarship definitely helps students, especially with the cost of college these days. So it's another perk of being a part of the co-op program. And, you could go in for free and end up walking out with $10,000 in scholarship money. Not too bad.
I didn't think I would get it. I was like, let me just apply, see what happens, and never know.
Yeah, hey, you never know. So you must have some good writing skills, too, on top of all those good accounting skills.
I sure hope so. That's what I went to school of the arts for. I was a creative writing major, so definitely
that's true. You did have a bit of an advantage there, I think. So just let's focus a little bit more on the accounting profession in general. Why would you suggest let's say someone's going, they're a junior in college, or they're a junior in high school, and they're not sure what they want to do. They're possibly considering accounting. Why would you suggest this field to those students?
I feel like anybody who's slightly interested in business and like any aspect of it, you're going to have to take an accounting class at some point. Like, accounting is just the fundamental language of business. So if you're considering, like, you want to own your own business, wouldn't you want to have the foundation of accounting to know how the finances are being run in your business? Like, I just feel like anyone who, like, if you already have it in your mind, like, business is what you want to do, I feel like having the foundation in accounting is definitely going to just enhance whatever else you want to do in the business field.
Yeah, and I think that was well said, because I always like to say that accounting is the foundation of any business as well. And to understand the numbers side of it and any type of tax consequences, that's really important, because people pay a lot of money to accountants to specialize in that type of knowledge. And to have that makes, like you said, running a business much more easier. And if you do choose to go into accounting, that opens a lot more doors for you, because I know a lot of people who have started in accounting, and like I mentioned earlier, they end up in finance, they end up in sales, they end up as a controller for a company. There's a lot of avenues beyond accounting, but it's a great starting place.
Mhm. I agree.
So thanks. So if someone is considering accounting, but they're not sure if it's the right fit, we'll say, they're like, it sounds interesting to me. I think I could do it, but I don't know if I'm the right type of person. But maybe they are. So what kind of characteristics would you say someone needs to possess to kind of fit into the industry?
To fit into the industry, first, I just would hope that they don't have the stereotypes of an accountant. Like, I hope they don't think that's what you need to, be a good accountant. It's not at all. Right. So you really need to have, like, soft skills. Like, you can't be afraid to speak to people, because as an accountant, like, that's how you're going to get business, is by going out and meeting new people and, hearing about what they have going on. That's just going to open up the doors for you to, say, oh, well, this is what I do, and offer your services. So definitely you need to have soft skills. You need to know how to speak for yourself. And, I think people assume that accountants are just antisocial and super quiet and all to themselves. But I learned one thing, like, during my first year of actually being in public accounting, there's just so much networking. You cannot be afraid to talk to people.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. That stereotype is definitely kind of come and gone through accounting, I think. It's not as much, it's sitting down at a desk for 40 hours a week and grinding away. A lot of times you're on the phone with clients. You're meeting them face-to-face. You go out on site. You do work at their particular office. And, I always say accountants do a lot of happy hours, too. We know how to have fun as well.
I learned that, too, especially with tax season ending. There was a lot of parties.
Exactly. We like to celebrate when tax season's over, and there's no doubt about that. So I think this is definitely good knowledge for someone who may be interested in accounting. So kind of moving back to the COAP program, I think we kind of touched on, really the basics of what the program offers for students. And now, do you have to live on campus when you're doing the program, or is it available to students who may want to commute as well?
Well, for the RRT, like, for their session, you do have to live on campus, but I think there's other ones around New York State where you can commute to, but the one in our area, you do live on campus for those 3 days.
Yeah, exactly. And I just wanted to ask that because I know they do offer some other, it's part of the same program, but some other varieties where it is a shorter program available to students who just commute, who are mainly there just kind of for the accounting-specific information. But if it is available to students who have the availability to stay overnight on campus, that's a great experience for them. Because I know when I was in the position in high school, college can sometimes seem a little intimidating, but kind of just having that brief experience of what college is like, it offers a great comfort level for students, and you have fun while you're doing it.
Yeah, and definitely force one of your friends to sign up with you, because that's exactly what I did. I had 2 of my friends sign up with me. They both did not want anything to do with accounting, but I was like, come on, we get to spend 3 days together. This will be so much fun. So I got them to sign up, and one of my friends actually, I think he went to school for, like, investment banking here or something. So, like, it kind of changed what he thought about, business, because I don't even think he wanted to go to school for business at all. So you just don't know. Just if you're really, really nervous, just get one of your friends to sign up with you, and then, hey, that's 3 days you get to spend with your friend, and also, get a chance to learn all this information as well.
I'm really glad you said that, because I think that was well said. Just having someone else going with you, that offers that comfort level as well. And your friend, I think, is a perfect example of someone who may be kind of intimidated by the business aspect and dealing with numbers. Well, I was never that good at math, but I think once you realize that computers are helping do a lot of the work, and I think this exposure to it kind of makes it seem a little bit more manageable, the business aspect of it. And, since your friend went into investment banking, I think that's just proof that the co-op program does offer a lot to students who are and aren't interested in it, specifically. Right. So, all right, I got one last question for you. Let's say for the students who feel after listening to this that this is a program that they want to be a part of and they're going to sign up for it, what advice do you have to them going into the program? Is there anything you can share with them that'll help maximize their experience they get out of the co-op?
Yeah, definitely pay attention to who comes and talks to you, because you literally never know when you would need that connection again. Like, everyone who talks to you, they're going to offer you a business card, and, they're going to be like, if you ever need anything, here's my email, here's my phone number, and hold on to those. I know they're going to be, 16, but you literally don't know when that's going to come in handy. Because for me, when I went through the program, one of the people who I met at the program, her name was Kate Welk, and then so fast forward 5 years, I'm at RIT, and we have our accounting career fair. I go into the career fair, and who do I see? Kate Welk. Now, I was terrible, and I did not, keep in contact with Kate, so I was just thankful when she saw me. She recognized me from the program, but that ended up with me landing my internship for school, and that's now where I work full-time. So you really never know, who you meet at this program. Definitely keep in contact with them, because you never know when you're going to need them.
Yeah, and I think that kind of that kind of encompassed what the co-op program offers. It brought it back full circle. So you went to this program in high school, then you ended up going to college for accounting with the scholarship, and lo and behold, you meet someone that was part of the program, that was part of the program as a speaker, and that helped you get your internship and your job. So, I think that goes to show that the co-op program definitely played a big part in kind of where you are today.
Definitely.
Exactly. So I hope those who listened were able to gain some knowledge about the co-op program, and hopefully they can see that it does offer a lot of benefits. And there will be more information on the co-op program on a website, which will be in the link as part of this podcast. So I want to thank everyone for listening, and I also want to thank our guest, Shayla Sanders. You provided a lot of good information, and you have a great perspective.
Thank you.